Imagine, a strange object is hurtling towards us from the darkness of the sky. Its name is 3I Atlas. Initially, it appeared to be just a small object, but with each passing day, it is growing larger and larger, and its brightness has increased so much that even scientists are astonished. Experts from NASA and Harvard say that as it approaches the sun, both its size and speed are becoming increasingly uncontrollable. The most frightening thing is that no scientist is yet able to understand what 3I Atlas actually is. Is it just a natural comet, or something else that could pose a major threat to humanity? Some are saying that its strange glow could be evidence of an unknown energy source hidden within it. People are sharing their theories on social media. Some say it could be an alien craft, while others are calling it an ancient space weapon. The question is, as 3I Atlas approaches the sun, will it explode and cause devastation? Or will it reveal a truth humanity has never seen before? Be sure to watch this video until the end, as we'll show you the latest NASA images and statements from scientists that will shock you. And yes, if you don't want to miss mysterious space stories and shocking updates like these, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. 3I Atlas's first discovery. The story of 3I Atlas begins from the moment it was first spotted in space. This discovery was sudden, and everyone who first saw it was astonished. A team of astronomers was tracking deep space activity. Suddenly, their telescopes spotted an object they had never seen before. Initially, they thought it was an ordinary comet, but observing its speed and direction, scientists immediately realized it was anything but ordinary. This discovery immediately attracted the attention of the world's leading scientific institutions. When it was first spotted, it was very small in size. It appeared as just a faint light in the telescope. Its brightness was not very high, so initial reports did not consider it very special. Scientists considered it an ordinary comet and cataloged it, but within a few hours the object's pattern began to change. Its brightness suddenly increased slightly, and it began moving extremely rapidly through space. This is what made it different from other comets. This change created anxiety among scientists. In the initial reports, scientists clearly stated that this was a new comet entering our solar system. However, they also acknowledged its direction and speed were extremely strange. Usually comets follow a fixed orbit and their movement is predictable, but 3I Atlas's movement was changing frequently. Teams at NASA and Harvard immediately sprang into action and began tracking it continuously. Some scientists took it seriously, while others still believed it was simply a natural phenomenon and nothing to worry about. This discovery gradually attracted global attention. It sparked media discussion, and people began questioning the nature of this mysterious object. In the initial days, numerous theories began to emerge. Some believed it was a simple comet, while others suggested it might be a giant rock from a distant planet. Some even claimed on social media that it could be alien technology. But the truth at the time was that no one had a concrete answer to its true nature. The initial moments of discovery were the beginning of a mystery that would only deepen in the days to come. Initially taken for granted. When 3I Atlas was first observed, scientists didn't take it too seriously. They thought it was just another comet, like many others seen before. Thousands of comets and meteorites constantly orbit space, so the sudden appearance of a new object is considered common. Initial reports dismissed this object as just another new comet. Scientists were focused on larger missions and deep space exploration at the time, so they didn't initiate any further research. NASA's initial statement didn't offer any major warnings. They simply stated, "A new comet named 3I Atlas has been observed in our solar system, and it may remain visible for a few months." Following this statement, the media treated it as ordinary space news. Newspapers discussed it in small columns, and TV channels simply aired it as a routine report. At that time, no one could have imagined that this object would become such a sensation in the days to come. The public's initial reaction was lukewarm. People viewed it as a normal star and shared casual conversations on social media. Some were excited that they would see something new in the sky, but most ignored the news. No one discussed it as dangerous or unusual. For scientists, this object was just another case. Nothing special was visible in its first few images. It was small, its brightness was dim, and its direction seemed normal. Therefore, no one conducted any in-depth research on it. But this didn't last long. Within a few days, the object began to show changes that captured everyone's attention, suddenly increasing size and brightness. Within a few weeks, 3I Atlas's behavior changed completely. The object, which had previously appeared small and normal, suddenly began to grow rapidly in size. In the initial telescope images, it appeared to be just a tiny dot, but after a few days, it grew so large that it became clearly visible on the telescope screen. Each new data showed its size several times larger than the previous one. This change was so rapid that scientists were astonished, and they immediately ordered their teams to track it more closely. Along with this, its brightness also began to change strangely. Normally, a comet's brightness increases gradually due to the sun's heat. But in the case of 3I Atlas, this rule was completely broken. Suddenly, its brightness increased many times, as if some unknown energy was emanating from within it. It appeared so bright in the telescope that sometimes the cameras were unable to capture it properly. The NASA and Harvard teams were stunned by this change. A NASA scientist told the media, "I have never seen such a sight in my entire career." This statement increased both fear and curiosity among the people. Harvard scientists also stated that the object's brightness pattern was unusual and that it wasn't behaving like a natural comet. Slowly, the news spread through the media. The media, which had previously been dismissive, now began highlighting it with major headlines. Debates erupted on news channels. Some experts called it a natural phenomenon, while others suggested it was a sign of a major mystery hidden in space. Social media also erupted. People on Reddit and Twitter began offering different theories. Some said it could be an alien spacecraft, while others claimed it was the spacecraft of an ancient civilization. NASA issued another statement to calm public fears. They stated that the object posed no threat to Earth yet. However, they did not explain why its size was increasing so rapidly or why its brightness had suddenly increased. This incomplete information raised even more questions among the public. By now, it was clear that 3I Atlas was no ordinary comet. These mysterious changes suggested it possessed either an unknown energy source or was part of something else humanity hadn't yet understood. At this point, scientists realized they shouldn't take it lightly, as it could be much larger and more dangerous than we thought. Mysterious behavior and strange orbit. The most mysterious aspect of 3I Atlas was its unusual behavior and its orbit. Normally, comets follow a fixed path or orbit. Scientists can easily predict their direction and speed. But this was not the case with 3I Atlas. When scientists began tracking its movement, they discovered that it was constantly changing direction. Sometimes it would accelerate, sometimes it would suddenly slow down. At times, its speed would increase so much that both telescopes and computer models failed to capture it. NASA and other space agencies attempted to map its orbit. Initially, it was thought that it would revolve around the sun and then move away. But within a few days, this pattern changed. Sometimes it would move very close to the sun, and sometimes it would suddenly change direction and take a different path. This behavior was completely different from what is expected of a natural comet. Natural comets follow a stable and predictable path due to the sun's gravitational force, but 3I Atlas wasn't doing that. It would suddenly increase its speed, as if pushed by an invisible force. Many scientists observed it and said it seemed to be controlling itself. Some said it appeared to have a navigation system inside. This raised a major question among scientists. Is 3I Atlas a natural object, or was it deliberately created? If it's just an ordinary comet, why is it breaking natural laws? And if it was created by a civilization, what is its purpose? This question not only perplexed scientists, but also instilled fear in the minds of ordinary people. This mysterious behavior of this object also became a major topic of discussion on social media. People began posting on Reddit and Twitter that it could be an alien spacecraft. Some even suggested that it was an abandoned spacecraft from an ancient civilization, now reactivated. Although scientists did not confirm these claims, they also had no concrete answer to these strange phenomena. Disagreeing data from NASA and Harvard. As the mystery surrounding 3I Atlas deepened, disagreements began to emerge between NASA and Harvard regarding its data. Both institutions were continuously tracking it, but their results were inconsistent. NASA stated that 3I Atlas was natural, and its unusual behavior was likely caused by external gas or energy. The Harvard team, however, claimed that the changes were too large and rapid to be explained by natural causes alone. According to NASA data, there were small fluctuations in 3I Atlas's orbit, which could have been caused by solar heat and dust. However, Harvard's data told a different story. Their data clearly showed that the object was occasionally changing direction abruptly, as if controlled by someone. This contradiction was so severe that it sparked a heated debate among scientists. Some experts believe the discrepancy might be due to data collection techniques. NASA has different instruments, while Harvard uses its own telescope and software. However, many scientists argued that such a significant discrepancy could not be due to technical reasons alone. This raised suspicions that information was being withheld. The issue became even more heated on social media. People began alleging that NASA was concealing the truth and withholding full information from the public. Several threads emerged on Reddit, with users suggesting that NASA had previously kept many mysterious space events secret, and perhaps the same was happening this time. Hashtags like Wanshiri NASA Secrets and 3Atlas began trending on Twitter. The Harvard team publicly stated that many questions remain about 3I Atlas and that it would be premature to conclude it was just a comet. NASA, on the other hand, tried to maintain calm, stating that it would be inappropriate to jump to conclusions. These contradictory statements further fueled public fear. The question now was not what 3I Atlas was, but whether we were being told the truth. Many experts stated that unless both institutions worked together and made the data public, the real truth would remain undisclosed. This controversy elevated 3I Atlas from a mere astronomical event to a global mystery. It was no longer just a matter of science, but also of politics, social media, and public curiosity. The silence of scientists and the growing public anxiety deepened the mystery, and the world eagerly awaited the day when the real truth would be revealed. A social media storm. As soon as 3I Atlas's mysterious behavior began to emerge, it became a topic of discussion on social media. Excitement and fear about the object quickly grew on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube. Several large threads emerged on Reddit where users shared their theories. Some suggested it was an alien spacecraft from another solar system. Others believed it could be an abandoned spacecraft from an ancient civilization that had suddenly become active. Still others attributed it to a secret government experiment that had now become public knowledge. Hashtags like 3I Atlas, Alien Ship, and NASA Secrets quickly began trending on Twitter, with people sharing their opinions and speculations. Some users directly questioned NASA and other space agencies about why they were not providing complete information about the object. Many tweets alleged that NASA was concealing the truth and providing false or incomplete information to the public. This mystery also created a storm on YouTube. Many content creators began making videos analyzing 3I Atlas's movements. Some videos presented frightening theories, such as the object approaching Earth and potentially causing massive destruction. Some videos even showed animations depicting 3I Atlas colliding with the sun or coming very close to Earth. These videos further fueled fear among people. Meanwhile, viral memes and scary posts intensified the social media atmosphere. Some memes depicted panicked NASA scientists, while others depicted aliens approaching Earth. On Reddit, people jokingly wrote, "If this is an alien spaceship, I hope they bring a Netflix subscription." While these jokes were lighthearted, they concealed deep curiosity and fear. People's reactions were mixed. Some were excited by the event and saw it as an opportunity to understand the mysteries of the universe. Many others were genuinely frightened and worried that the object might collide with Earth and cause a major disaster. Gradually, 3I Atlas ceased to be just a scientific topic on social media, but instead became the focus of people's emotions around the world. Mysterious objects in the past. 3I Atlas is not the first such object to surprise both scientists and the public. Many strange and mysterious objects have been observed in space before. The most famous of these is Oumuamua, discovered in 2017. This object suddenly entered our solar system, and both its shape and speed were extremely unusual. Its length was many times greater than its width, and its shape was completely flat and elongated, resembling a giant cigar or a ship. When Oumuamua was discovered, scientists initially believed it to be a comet or asteroid. However, as it was observed more closely, its movements puzzled everyone. It would suddenly accelerate, sometimes change direction. Scientists had no concrete answer. Even then, discussions began on social media that it could be a spacecraft from an alien civilization. Harvard scientist Avi Loeb publicly stated that this object might not be natural, but artificial. In addition, many other mysterious objects have been observed from time to time. Some pass so fast that they could not be properly studied. Scientists often tried to understand their patterns but failed. Some events were later dismissed as technical errors or natural causes, but many mysteries remain unsolved. When 3I Atlas was compared to these earlier mysterious objects, several similarities emerged. Its unusual shape, sudden changes in direction, and mysterious brightness pattern resembled Oumuamua. The only difference was that 3I Atlas was much larger and faster. Observing this, many scientists suggested that it might be a similar object, but more advanced and dangerous. Past mistakes are also now coming to light. When Oumuamua was discovered, NASA and other agencies shared crucial information late. People believe that if the full truth had been revealed at that time, the 3I Atlas case wouldn't have been so confusing today. People on Reddit and Twitter began writing that perhaps history is repeating itself, and we're once again being given incomplete information. The memory of these past mysteries made the 3I Atlas case even more frightening. People began to think that if such objects couldn't be properly understood in the past, then perhaps we might never reach the real truth this time either. This is why people's curiosity, fear, and anger regarding this object is increasing day by day. Alien technology theory. As 3I Atlas's strange behavior became apparent, a theory gained traction on social media and among scientists, the alien spacecraft theory. According to this theory, 3I Atlas is not an ordinary comet or space rock, but rather a vehicle or device created by an advanced civilization. This idea gained strength when scientists observed that the object was repeatedly changing its path, sometimes accelerating and sometimes slowing down. This is not considered possible for any natural object. Many scientists advance this theory, arguing that 3I Atlas's brightness and energy patterns indicate that it may have an internal energy source. If it were simply reflecting sunlight, its brightness would remain constant, but its brightness suddenly increases and then decreases, as if someone is controlling it. Some scientists from NASA and Harvard didn't say anything openly, but they hinted that this phenomenon was indeed unusual and couldn't be completely ruled out. This theory spread even faster among the general public. People on Reddit and Twitter began writing that this object might have come from another planet. Some even suggested that it could be a probe, a device sent by aliens to study Earth or our solar system. Some veteran UFO researchers also began linking their previous evidence to this case, saying that this could be the biggest piece of alien evidence in history. However, not everyone agreed with this theory. Many scientists said that it was wrong to call it alien technology without concrete evidence. They argued that there are many natural phenomena in the universe that we don't fully understand. Therefore, until concrete evidence is found, it would be right to consider it a natural phenomenon. Nevertheless, this debate further piqued public curiosity. Some scientists said that if this is indeed alien technology, it would be our greatest discovery ever. It would prove that we are not alone in the universe. On the other hand, some were worried out of fear. They said that if this is an alien spacecraft, what is its purpose? Friendship or destruction? This question remains unanswered and is causing both fear and excitement in people's minds. Growing danger near the sun. As 3I Atlas approaches the sun, scientists' concerns are growing. Normally, when a comet approaches the sun, its surface heats up and begins to break apart, potentially breaking into smaller pieces. However, the situation with 3I Atlas appears to be different and far more dangerous. The rapid increase in its size and brightness leads scientists to believe that it could cause a massive explosion upon reaching the sun. If this object were to reach close enough to the sun and break down, it could cause a massive explosion in space. This explosion wouldn't be confined to space, but could also impact the sun's surface. Scientists believe this could trigger a massive solar storm. This storm could be so powerful that its waves could reach Earth directly. The effects of such solar storms are extremely dangerous. They can disrupt Earth's magnetic field. This means our satellites, power grids, and internet systems could all be affected. A similar small solar storm occurred in 1989, causing power outages in many areas of Canada for several hours. However, if a solar storm were detected due to 3I Atlas, its impact could be much greater and more devastating. In addition, there's another frightening danger. If this object were to collide with the sun and break into pieces, its fragments could be scattered into space. Some of these fragments could head toward Earth. Even though they are small, their speed would be so great that they could cause massive damage to a major city. This could be similar to what happened millions of years ago when a massive meteorite wiped out the dinosaurs. NASA is continuously monitoring this object and updating its data hourly. They have tried to reassure people that there is no direct threat at present. However, they also acknowledge that 3I Atlas's movements make it difficult to predict. This means that no one can say when and what it will do. Some Harvard scientists have warned that we should be prepared for the worst. They believe that even if it does not hit Earth, the energy events occurring around it could be so dangerous that they could impact the entire world. This is why space agencies from many countries are now paying close attention to it and are constantly sharing data. Ultimately, 3I Atlas's approach to the sun is both the greatest mystery and the greatest threat of the future. It forces us to reflect on how uncertain and dangerous the universe can be. Whether this object is natural or artificial, its activities prove that our knowledge of space still holds many mysteries unknown to us. People are now eagerly awaiting the moment when it finally approaches the sun and the truth is revealed, no matter how shocking it may be. Latest NASA images and footage. As 3I Atlas approached the sun, NASA and other space agencies were constantly tracking it. Recently, NASA released some new high-resolution images and footage that shocked the world. Even scientists couldn't believe what they were seeing. The footage showed the object to be larger and brighter than ever before. In the images, 3I Atlas appeared so massive that it nearly filled the camera's framing. Strange patterns were visible on its surface, never seen on a typical comet or meteorite. Some parts appeared to be made of shiny metal, while others resembled black stone. This mixed structure was extremely puzzling to scientists. The most surprising thing was its brightness. The images showed that its light was not constant, but rather seemed to flash rhythmically, as if sending a signal. Some footage even showed small fragments moving around it, as if it were part of a larger structure that was slowly breaking apart or expanding. When these images reached the media and the scientific community, they caused a sensation. A senior NASA scientist said at a press conference, "We've seen many mysterious things in the universe, but this discovery is the most complex and unusual yet." The bewilderment on his face was evident, which prompted further speculation. Some scientists even claimed that the footage showed patterns that simply couldn't be natural. This sparked a debate on social media. People on Reddit began suggesting that NASA had accidentally released evidence of an alien structure. Several YouTubers tried to prove that 3I Atlas's shape and brightness could be the result of a controlled energy source by showing the footage in slow motion. Although NASA stated in its official statement that it was conducting a thorough analysis of the images and that it was too early to draw any conclusions. However, this caution raised even more questions among the public. People began to wonder if NASA was disclosing everything openly, the role of the media and the government. The growing mystery and threat surrounding 3I Atlas also raised questions about the role of the media and the government. Initially, when this object was first discovered, both the government and the media took it lightly. Newspapers published short stories, and news channels covered it in just a few seconds. However, as its size and brightness increased and the debate on social media intensified, the media's attitude changed. Now, major news websites and channels began producing special reports on it. However, it was sometimes observed that some channels and newspapers suddenly fell silent. The media, which had previously been consistently covering 3I Atlas, suddenly stopped providing new information. This further fueled public suspicion that something was being hidden. The attitude of government agencies was also extremely mysterious. Space agencies from some countries issued statements stating that the situation was under control and there was no need to panic. However, these statements never provided any detailed information. Governments did not disclose the extent of the threat 3I Atlas could pose to Earth or what the object actually was. This silence fueled the fire on social media. People on Reddit and Twitter openly expressed concerns that governments were suppressing the real truth. Many posts claimed that NASA and other agencies possessed footage and data that could shake the entire world, but were hiding it from the public to prevent panic. Many also alleged that the media was being deliberately controlled. Several users on Reddit wrote that whenever a major revelation was about to be made, the news was suddenly removed or its reporting stopped. This further strengthened theories of truth suppression. Some journalists in the media also indicated that they were prevented from reporting on 3I Atlas. One prominent journalist wrote on Twitter, "There are some things we want to write about, but we can't." This tweet immediately went viral, and people took it as evidence of government interference. Gradually, it became clear that 3I Atlas was not just a scientific mystery, but was also entangled in the game of politics and power. The question now was not just what this object was, but also why the real information was not being shared with the public. The future of the world, what happens next? As 3I Atlas approaches the sun, the hearts of both scientists and the general public are racing. All eyes are fixed on what it will do next. NASA and other space agencies have modeled several possible scenarios for its movement. Some scientists believe that it could gradually disintegrate upon reaching its closest approach to the sun. If this happens, the danger will be somewhat mitigated. But the most frightening possibility is that it could suddenly explode, releasing a massive energy blast into space. According to current data, 3I Atlas will reach its closest point to the sun in the next few weeks. Scientists are calling this period a critical window. Its behavior will be closely monitored during this window, as this is when it will reveal what this object will ultimately do. This will be a moment that could change the future of humanity forever. Many major revelations are expected in the future. Scientists have hinted that NASA and Harvard possess secret data in images that haven't yet been released. This information may gradually emerge over the coming weeks. If these images and reports prove that 3I Atlas is not natural, it would be one of the biggest revelations in history. This would impact not only science but also politics, religion, and the very idea of human civilization. But it's also possible that these reports may not be made public. If governments feel this information could cause global panic, they may decide to conceal it. In such a case, the mystery will deepen. The coming weeks will determine whether we will ever learn the truth about this object. The entire world is currently watching this development with bated breath. Big questions from the viewers. Now that this story has reached its climax, the biggest question is for all of you viewers. Do you think 3I Atlas is just an ordinary comet that will simply disintegrate upon reaching the sun? Or is it an object created by an advanced civilization coming to our solar system with a greater purpose? The second question is even more complex. If governments and agencies have complete information about this, will they tell us the truth? Or will this mystery remain a mystery forever, and we will never know what it really was? Please share your opinions in the comments. Share your theories and what you think this object could ultimately do. Your theories will not only add to this discussion, but may also provide clues to a greater truth. This is a time when everyone's perspective matters. Perhaps yours will prove to be correct and help solve the mystery. So don't hesitate to write your opinion. It's time to end this story, but remember, 3I Atlas's journey is far from over. The story of 3I Atlas is far from over. The real truth will be revealed soon. This is just the beginning. Whatever happens in the coming days will open a new chapter for humanity. In the next video, we'll show you secret NASA reports and high-resolution images that may hold the true key to this mystery. These images will shake the world and give this story a new twist. If you want to be the first to receive all these updates, subscribe to our channel now and press the bell icon. This will ensure you receive instant notifications as soon as we upload the next video. Stay with us on this journey to unravel the truth of this mystery, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. 3I Atlas is not just a space exploration project. It symbolizes human civilization's understanding, curiosity, and fear. The next few days will shape our future. Stay tuned because the real story has just begun.